Alright, here we are for our driving video of our custom 95 lifted up Bronco. Hopefully this light shows the color a little bit better than where we were doing the video before, so you can kind of see how this color is. It doesn't come up pea green at all. It's a bright lime green, but it's a beautiful color. Grabs a lot of attention. I mean, it's fun to drive this thing because, I mean, especially like kids just love it. And people who aren't even in cars just make comments on this truck and look at it. And as you can see, all the lights are working. You know, nothing's coming out there. So dry as a bone in there. No head gasket issues. So as you can see, it's got a nice tint to it. I mean, this paint is just beautiful condition. The power windows work. We'll close that one all the way up. Go up nice and fast. These are really nice and tight. No air seeping through there. Got your power window, power mirrors, sport mirrors. Nice to have those instead of those big trailer mirrors. And the blower motor works good. AC doesn't really blow cold anymore. Probably needs a recharge, but it is a 95, so it is the more common coolant. You can see we'll drop her down to neutral, and don't got our foot on the brake or nothing, and we're not rolling backwards. Go ahead and, so you can see the e-brake does work. We're rolling now. So we can do a little city driving. I mean, this truck actually handles itself really well for a lifted truck. You know, it's got 37s. If you grab a rut in the road, it's gonna just pull a little bit, but it drives really nice. It's an easy to drive truck. We'll get going here so you can hit some bumps for you. You know, just no door sag. We don't have the overdrive off flashing, so we'll go ahead and turn the overdrive off. We got a pretty good sized hill here, and the exhaust just sounds incredible. And I got the windows up now so you guys can hear me, but this exhaust sounds awesome. Goes right up this hill, no problem. You know, these 37s, you know, you'd think it'd be, I'm not sure if it's re-geared or not, but it handles great. You know, it doesn't feel like you're lagging at all. You can see nice tight steering. You know, there is definitely doesn't drive like stock, but it drives surprisingly well for the size of it. It's not a white knuckle, nerve-wracking ride or anything. So I'll crack the window here a little bit, so hopefully you guys can see. The sun just decided to come out of nowhere. Roll the window down a little bit so you can hear how that sounds. It's got really small mufflers on it, so if you wanted to quiet it up, you know, you could put some Flowmasters on there, like maybe a 3-chamber, and you know, it's kind of, you know, how it drives. You can kind of see you got to move the steering wheel every once in a while to keep it straight, but you know, it's not definitely not like some of these lifted trucks you see going down the road. It's you know, it's got a wishbone suspension up front from the factory, so those you know, got to be dialed in. You know, we just had to realign, make sure everything's good to go. All the shocks are good. But yeah, it definitely is dark in here with the tint, which is nice. And you could take this top part tint off if you don't like how low that is. I mean, you can see by the camera how the camera's darkening up. So we'll go ahead and turn the overdrive back on for the freeway. And you can see when you hit the 4x4, the light comes on. You're gonna want to turn on the turn the manual hubs in, obviously. You know, that was a 25-mile-an-hour corner there, just real quick, so you can see how it handled. You can see my hands. You can see how this truck goes. You know, we're doing 70 miles an hour now. It's a nice handling truck, especially for this size. I mean, you'd expect it to be a handful. You know, we're creeping up there quite a ways. We'll go ahead and slow down here a little bit so we can hammer down for this hill. So you can hear it. It's got a great sounding motor and exhaust. Let up the exhaust there for you. So we'll take you back to a little bit of city driving, do some more bumps. You know, if you guys need another video or if more pictures are desired, just definitely let me know. You know, I can only fit 100 on there. We pay the extra money to do the 100 rather than 24. But we can't get a picture of everything. You know, we try to get all of the chips and stuff like that. There's no dents or dings on this entire body. As you can see, you know, we're going through a construction zone, or old construction zone that's shut down, and the road is not a beauty. And it's just handling the bumps nice. I mean, there's not a lot of rattles out of this one. And man, this thing would be an absolute blast to have that supercharger on there. I can imagine this thing was a handful when you got on it. So if somebody were to, you know, pay the money to get the head unit, you know, you have all the other components and stuff like that, and this thing would be just awesome. Yeah, so this truck, you definitely feel cool driving this thing because how much attention it gets, and just you know, the color. I mean, you can see how beautiful that paint is. It just sparkles with the pearl. You know, I shot one picture in the direct sunlight so you can see what it's like, and you know, it's definitely an eyeball piece. It's definitely an eye catcher. And you can see, you know, I'm going down this road 45 miles an hour speed limit, and I mean, you can see by my hands, it's not, you're not white knuckling it, you know, but with the wishbone suspension, if you hit a big dip or bump in the road, those tires just kind of move a little bit, and you'll feel it in the steering wheel. But other than that, I mean, that's it. I mean, it's not like you got to have both hands on the wheel and you're going to be praying to Jesus to make it home. It's definitely a dependable, solid, easy to drive truck. But if you've driven a lifted truck before, it's exactly what you'd expect. If you haven't, you know, is why I'm kind of going through and describing what it's like to hit the bumps in the road to high speeds. You know, low speeds, you don't really notice anything. But, you know, high speeds, if you're doing 50, 45, 60, and you hit, you know, a bump in the road, you know, we'll do a corner here. You know, it's easy to drive. It's a very solid sound. You know, roll that window down so you can hear that when it gets up and goes. So, all right, everybody, no reserve, so good luck.